So here's what happened. In 2019, I had these New Year's resolutions. Hi! Only God knows. I'll do this for God, I'll do that. Pa, 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 pa. Actually, none of them. Not even one. So hello, you're welcome back again to Stride with Caleb David. I'm so glad you're here. Let's get right into the video. So today, let's take a short stride down memory lane. Yeah, I'm sure you caught that pun. So let's take a walk down memory lane. What's the whole idea of stride? Where is it coming from? It's such an unusual word. I hadn't used it before till I heard it that first time. So let's see. So here's what happened. In 2019, 2019 or 2018, I'm not so sure, but somewhere along those lines, I wrote down these things that we all do at the beginning of the year, New Year's resolutions. Hi! Only God knows. Never mind. But New Year's resolutions, majority of us don't stick to it. After the first week or two, the best would go maybe a month or two, and then just like that. But I had these New Year's resolutions, and I'm a Christian guy. Had a couple of things. I want to read the entire Bible. Charlie, pressure on Kwan, honestly. But yeah, because it's not something so outrageous. But I know a number of people who have read it. Who read the Bible once a year. Some read it more than once a year, and all of that. But I just wanted to give it a try, see how it goes. And Charlie, I was at the end of the year, and all these resolutions I had, Charlie, plenty things. I'll do this for God, I'll do that. Pa, 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 pa. Charlie, none of them, not even one. So here I am at the end of the year, feeling all down, feeling all sad. Charlie, I wasn't enjoying the Christmas set. I was like, hey, Charlie, I just I mistakenly opened my phone. I wrote down these resolutions. I said, hey, I've even forgotten about them. Charlie, I'm down, I'm sad. Charlie, oh God, I'm sorry, I couldn't do this, blah, blah, blah. Then, Charlie, it was then in that moment that something really struck me. Like, yo, what if you didn't get to read the entire Bible, but you got to really study deeply a portion, or it could be just one portion of the Bible, so well, so much that it impacted your life? I think my life would be better off if I probably just studied one book and got it so well, so much that I applied it to my life rather than just studying the entire Bible. So it really got me thinking, I'm like, yeah, that's true. So probably it's not just about having such a wide reach, but then having a deep reach. All right. So then the Holy Spirit began to teach me a couple of things in this area. Like, what if our walk with God was not meant to be so wild? Just picture this, okay? A narrow but deep well can hold as much water as a wide but shallow well. And it's very true. And now, technically, in the time of drought, the wide but shallow well is going to dry up quicker than the narrow but deep well. So then the Holy Spirit began to teach me on this thing, that probably our walk with God was one which is meant to be much more deep and intimate, rather than being so wide and superficial. Now, what do I mean by this? Knowing someone does not just mean knowing so much, everything about a person. You know their favorite food, you know where they sleep, you know the position in which they sleep, you know their favorite color, you know, like all these things that you ask when you're in the talking stage. It's not just about knowing all these things, but it's about knowing the person so deeply. You may not exactly even know everything about the person, but in the very little you know it so deeply. Like, the person is entirely woven into your life. Then it began to hit me like, yo, maybe that's how we are supposed to relate with God. That's how we are supposed to work with Him. It's not about, I'll do this, I'll do that, there's a place for all of that. But then when that alone becomes the focus, trust me, we eventually burn out, and then we begin to feel guilty because we created these prisons of aspirations or goals that we want to reach. And then when we are unable to reach them, now we feel down and guilty, and it now even impedes our relationship with God better. So this is where the whole idea of stride comes in. It's a bit of an unusual word. It basically means walking. But the only difference between striding and walking is that when we walk, much of the focus is placed on the pace or the speed. But when you stride, we are looking at the distance. Okay, this is more or less a simple definition of stride. Is to take long, decisive steps in a specified direction. That's stride. So let's look at this too. Another word which shows the opposite of striding is striving. They are not necessarily grammatical synonyms. Antonyms. They are not grammatical antonyms, yes. But in this context, it connotes the same perspective or idea. When you talk of striving, it means you are exerting yourself towards this particular goal, which is what most of us be doing in our relationship with God. Charlie, I'll do this, I'm on fire. We create a lot of rules and regulations for ourselves, trying to fit in, trying to feel spiritual and all of that. But is that really what God is after? Is that really what God is after? Or He's after people who want to know Him, who want to have a deep and like a strong connection with Him. Jesus created an analogy for us, okay? He used the two paths, where one is broad and leads to destruction, and the other is narrow but leads to life. All you need is to be on the narrow road and you are moving. You are not standing still. You are moving. That is all that matters. That you are striding, taking one step at a time. Don't focus on the speed. Don't focus on the pace at which you are moving or the pace others are going. Just focus on taking one step after the other, getting to know God deeper and deeper and deeper. And trust me, this is all God is looking for. This is all He wants from us. Because Charlie, if speed was a goal, me I would make sure, like plenty squad go make sure. Get it? Because it's about moving in the right direction. And here's the kicker. The goal is not perfection. Oh, it's not perfection. It's progression. So what matters is that you are progressing. What matters is that you are progressing. You are moving in the right direction. Little by little, you catch the idea and the concept of it. You feel me? So don't worry about the mistakes that can happen. Don't worry about the errors, the blunders. Just keep moving. You may fall a number of times, but the Bible says that the righteous man will always get up, dust himself, and keep moving, keep striding, And while we're at it, a sub to the channel would be striding. That didn't make sense. But please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate it. So just remember, in your walk with God, it's all about striding, taking long, decisive steps towards a specific direction. And the ultimate goal, or where we are headed, is Christ, to be as Christ. To be as Christ. The Bible says that as He is, so are we. Focus on going deeper and not just wider. Focus on knowing God much more intimately and not just superficially or casually. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to check us out on our other social media handles on IG, Snapchat, and then TikTok. Have a fantastic day and keep striding. Peace out.